Hey guys, just want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, RX Smart Gear. They have been a wonderful partner over this last month in supporting our podcast and getting the word out about it and participating on it. We just want to thank Dave Newman and RX Smart Gear for everything they've done. Don't forget, anything in the store, you can use our discount code Clydesdale15, all caps, to get 15% off everything in the store with the exception of special editions and new releases. That's Clydesdale15, all caps. I have been a user of RX Smart Gear jump ropes since 2014. They are the best in the business. I've got friends that are now using their grips and love them immensely. So, hey, now's the time to get it for 15% off. Go check it out at rxsmartgear.com. Clydesdale15 for 15% off everything in the store. And now off to this week's episode with Samuel Cournoyer. Well, I'm Scott, Sam, and this is my co-host, Kat.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys.
Same.
And we're really informal. We actually have already hit the record button, so we're just going to have a conversation with you.
Right.
And I'm going to be upfront with you. We do a ton of research before we have people on, but you're pretty new to the scene, so there's not a lot out there. So we're going to learn a lot about you today.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Well, to our listeners, we have Samuel Cournoyer on with us today, and he is one of the most recent top 10 finishers at the CrossFit Games. And so congratulations, Sam, on that.
Thank you very much.
And so what was this season like? We had COVID, we had canceled sanctionals, we had all of that, changes in the format to the games, delaying the games, and finally you got to compete. So what was that like?
Yeah, for sure. With the COVID, this year was, I think it was hard for everybody. Personally, me for training this year wasn't that bad. I still I was able to train like I was in my gym with full equipment. So like for the training side, it didn't really affect me, if you want. So, but yeah, I think with every sanctional canceled, the whole season was canceled. So for us, the athlete, it was hard to see if the training was working, because we didn't compete. I had the chance to compete just one time this year at the Mayhem Classic on the last January. And I was like a little bit injured in my knee, so I didn't do great. So personally, it was maybe harder on my mental than my physical abilities, if you want. So yeah, it was hard for everybody, I think, this year, the COVID for sure.
Well, Kat and I were actually at the Mayhem Classic. She was a judge, and I was working security. But what a great event, and what a very different event for CrossFit. How did you like that?
It was the competition was a blast. It was so awesome. Everything was on time. Every workout was awesome to do. It was hard to do, and we can ask for a better setup if you want. With the stands pretty close from us, so we heard everyone cheering at us. And it was awesome. Yeah.
What did you think of that trail run?
That was, personally, I hate it because my running is not the best capacity I have. But the workout, the event was so nice. It was probably the workout I loved the most to do. It was bad for me because it was, I'm not a good runner, so it was hard for me. But to do it, it was like, I didn't feel like I was competing. I was just like, oh my God, where I'm going now? I'm in the middle of the wood, and I didn't feel like I was competing, more like running with a bunch of guys, a bunch of people, have fun, and it was great.
Yeah, it was a unique event for sure.
Yep.
So were you scheduled to do other sanctionals after Mayhem?
Yep. My plan was to go back to the French Tournament in Paris and to do the Granite Games also in Minnesota. So that was my two other competitions for the year I was planning to. I did the Wodapalooza for the last 3 years, so I was just thinking about to do some other competition that I wasn't. I did the French Tournament, I think, 2 years or 3 years ago. when it wasn't a sanctional. So I really want to go back to see how different it was. And the grinding games, I did it in 2017, if I remember well. And I finished fourth, so I was like, I should give it another shot and see if a podium is possible. And so that was my 2 other competition. Yeah.
So you prefer to sort of switch up your sanctionals year over year rather than defending your titles year over year? Because didn't you win Atlas Games in 19?
I won Atlas Games. I was supposed to do it also this year. It was canceled. It was canceled 12 hours before the event. It was I was there. I was on place, and it was horrible for everyone. I mean, every competitor was there, and a lot of people from the US came in Canada to do it also, and they just canceled everything like the night before. So yeah, it wasn't fun to be there, and so I was planning to do also the Atlas Games. Yeah, I forgot.
Was Cedric going to compete in that one as well?
Yep.
Okay. You guys have a friendly rivalry, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're competing versus each other, but I mean, I have the chance to train with Cedric a couple of times this year, and he's a good dude, a great competitor. I'm sure he's gonna make his way to the games probably this year. He worked hard, and he's a good kid. Yep.
So let's backtrack a little bit. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in the little city. It's called in French, it's called Richelieu. So basically, it's probably around like 500 people in the city. It's pretty small, and it's in the country. So yeah, I'm born there. I lived there for all my children. I moved more like in Montreal, north of Montreal, around 20 to 21 years old, because I was working before in the construction, and since then I'm living like now in the north. So if you take like example Montreal, I'm living like in the north, more like a country place, and I'm training, but I'm training in Montreal.
Okay, so when you grew up, was it still in Quebec or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you've always been in Canada and
Yep.
in that French Canadian area of Canada.
Yep.
Awesome. So what did you do growing up athletically?
I play high level hockey all my life. I've been playing hockey since my 16, 17 years old. To do like a short story on the side, I started doing CrossFit because I have a car accident that's taught me to play hockey. So at the age of 17, I have a car accident. I have a huge concussion. I didn't do any sport, sport hockey or like training for like a year because of my concussion. So after that, one of my friends who I was playing with in hockey was doing CrossFit and coaching class of CrossFit, and he just told me, "Hey, you should come try. You see, like it's not a sport with contact, so for your head is good, and you should try to just move a little bit." And I told him, dude, you remember? I mean, in hockey, I didn't like to train outside of the ice. I was like the guy who was pretty lazy actually outside of the ice. So, but I tried, and after my first class, I just signed up to do it like a couple times a week with the job, and after that, it's been all the story from now.
So what position did you play in hockey?
Play center, like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how was that transition when you couldn't play hockey anymore because of the concussions? Did you go through any kind of mental issue with that, or?
It's been rough, yeah, because I had the chance to play in Switzerland 2 times. So my plan was to go in Europe to play like full time and have school in Europe. With my concussion, I didn't have the chance because my career, if you want, stopped. So after that, yeah, it's been hard because I never played other sport in hockey before. So I have always been playing I played basketball with friends a couple of times, but every time I was doing sport, it was team sport. So when I've been in CrossFit at the beginning, I feel for me, wasn't feeling like I was training. I was feeling like it was more like a sport. When my friend is playing me, all right, you have to do like example 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of double under, let's say like toes to bar. for me, it was like, all right, I have to do like this workout, but like as fast as I can. So for me, it was like, all right, so at the 3-2-1 go, you have to go really fast. So it was more like a competition for me, like by myself. So, and when I found CrossFit, I really loved it because it was my first individual sport. So it was a way different for me, way to challenge myself, just because if I mean, I'm going to explain it. Just when you play hockey or sport team, you can always like, oh yeah, I didn't receive the pass correctly, so it's not my fault. But if I'm not fast enough in CrossFit, it's only my fault. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So for me, that's why, for me, CrossFit, I love it. And it's helped me to maybe pass from hockey to CrossFit.
Yeah, the reason I ask is your email even has the word hockey in it.
Yeah, I know everyone is telling me. Yeah, I have to. I have to change it. But at the same time, every time I'm sending my email, everyone is like, "Dude, you know you still have your email from your kid?" I'm like, yeah. Why? I mean, I love hockey still today. So yeah, but probably I should change it.
So who do you root for in the professional level?
Sorry.
Who do you root for in hockey on the professional level?
If you ask me, like my favorite team has always been Pittsburgh. I don't know why, but I always love Pittsburgh. And probably when I was a kid, my favorite hockey player was, I'll say like Saku Koivu, just because he was a center guy and he was doing his job pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up just outside of Pittsburgh.
Oh.
And so I've been a Penguins fan since I was a little kid.
Oh yeah.
From the Mario Lemieux days, all the way up through now, of course, Sidney Crosby and those guys. So
no, for sure.
I'm so glad you know something about hockey, Scott, because I figure skated for 1 year, maybe when I was 6, and that's the only ice sport I know about. So it's nice when we have guests on that play hockey, and you can sort of speak to them about it because I'm a dummy.
Yeah. Pittsburgh is a big hockey town, and we love it a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So then you move into CrossFit and you start doing it, and it gives you that competitive mindset.
Yeah.
When did you know that you could be competitive at a professional level?
So basically, I started CrossFit in 2014, and from 2014 to 16, I was doing like 2 to 3 classes a week. I was working full time, so I was doing it just to keep myself like in shape a little bit. And after that, I was training with at the time with Albert Dominic LaRouche. He's been a 5-time CrossFit Games athlete. I was training at his gym, and I don't know how, but it just started I was finishing my workout, and I was doing some extra stuff outside of the class with him. I've been going to the gym like on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday with Albert and some of the other guys from the gym doing extra workout. And then after that, they just told me, yeah, you should just try to compete a little bit, like just do like a little local competition. I was like, yeah, for sure. So I try it, and after like a year of doing like more workout on the side, I just started competing a little bit more like in local here. And Albert, I remember Albert told me, and kid, you're good. You should try maybe to push a little bit harder on the training and see how it's go. I was like, all right, go. So I've been starting like doing a real programming for myself. I tried to go to regional in 2017. I missed the spot by 1 spot in the East. I finished like 21, and at the time it was taking the first 20 people. So after that, I told myself, all right, just give it a shot and see if you can qualify. So I decided to quit my job and to do it full time. The next year in 2018, I qualified to my first regional and my last one, because after that regional was done. So yeah, I qualified for my first regional in 2018. I finished 11 at my first time. And after that, they announced that, the new season with the Open and the Sanctional event. So I did the Open for the 2019 season without no expectation, and I finished 9 worldwide. So I was like, all right, so I just qualified for the games now. I have to train harder. And since then, so I'm doing it full time. And every year I'm just climbing the stairs.
So you would have only been about 21 when you made the choice to quit your job, right?
Yep.
So how did that go over in your family?
It's been a hard road a little bit for sure. My parents really support me. Right now, it's I mean, without them, I wouldn't be able to do it full time since then, because I'm not like shy of it, but they helped me financially for sure. Because I mean, I was, for the first 2 years I was doing full time, but I wasn't like professional. I wasn't like getting money from it, so it's been hard. So they really support me. But yeah, at the beginning, my dad is a pretty strict dad. So I started working at the age of 12. And since then, he teach me working is important in your life. You have to get money to pay your stuff. And I mean, he's been pretty good with me, but he was pretty strict. So when I announced my dad that I'm going to quit my full-time job, was getting me pretty good money to do a sport that here, like in Quebec, is it not really like considering as a sport. You can imagine like his reaction. He was like, yeah, you're sure? And so it's been a little bit bumpy road at the beginning, but after that, he really support me, my mom too, and I have a wonderful girlfriend who's supporting me also. And I mean, without them, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I can imagine because CrossFit isn't mainstream yet. We're trying to get there, and it's hard to explain to someone that it can be a profession.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain to some people who don't know CrossFit that CrossFit is actually a sport, not just a training method. It's actually a sport. So yeah, for sure, for some people it's harder to understand.
Yeah.
Sam, do you have your level 1?
No, I don't have my level.
You don't. So you're not coaching or anything like that.
I'm coaching a couple of times on the side, but I'm not coaching like full time. So yeah, I have to get my level 1 for sure.
You should. Yeah, you should.
Oh yeah.
So for a while you were hooked up with Deca Comp.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I've been working with Deca Comp in 2018-19, and after the games last year, I mean more like at the end of December, January, I decided to quit Deca Comp to go with Mayhem. Just because I mean I learned a lot with Deca Comp, and working with Michelle helped me a lot through the last years. But at some point, I think as an athlete, you have to. I mean, we're doing a sport where you don't know what you're doing, and you have to be every time like able to do some other like training or workout or stuff. So I just told myself that something new will be helping me. And when I've been to the Mayhem Classic, every workout was like horrible, and I was dying in every workout. So I just told myself, yeah, maybe you should try the Mayhem compete. Online programming is probably going to help you a little bit, because I wasn't doing before like a lot of GHG toast bar or roll climb. I was doing more like not basic CrossFit workout, but more like I was trying to work more on my run and my swim, stuff like that. But I think I have to build my CrossFit more a little bit, so that's why I choose Mayhem.
Okay, so that was just a basic formatting issue with Deca that you wanted to try to expand your knowledge of those apparatus.
What do you mean?
So Deca wasn't giving you you looked at yourself and said, I need more help in these areas, and Deca wasn't quite getting you that, so you needed to switch to another one.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you like the Mayhem programming?
Yeah, I really love it. It's really helped me. I mean, for me, it's really helped me for this year, and a little bit of luck for me, because the game was online this year, and it was like basically we have like 4 typical CrossFit workout, a little bit like modified by Dave, but I mean friendly front was good for me. I did great on front. Dem Diane was a classic CrossFit workout, and I did well on it, and awful Annie also. So, and I think it's because of Mayhem, because we're doing a lot of CrossFit, not like just trying to get your fitness eye, but we're doing CrossFit. So I think this is why I did well this year.
Oh, go ahead, Kat.
I was just going to say, when did you make the decision to actually go down to Cookeville for the games?
I've been, when is the first time? after I signed up for Mayhem, a couple of months after, I've been invited to do like a train weekend and a train week with Rich and the crew and the team. So the guy's calling Jake, and he just sent me an email. Hey, we would like to have you here to train the whole week with the team and some people here. We have a train with Mitch weekend also after. Do you like to come? Because they know I was doing the Mayhem programming. Mm-hmm. So I did. Yeah, for sure, I'll come. For sure it can be good for me. So I've been there for like a week, and after that, we just keep in touch and texting every week. And I was talking a little bit with Rich and the other guy Jake and Rory also McCormick, and I just told them I'm gonna come down to do my games to have the better coaching support and everything like that. So they invite me for sure for the games, and I've been there for a week and a half before the games, and I stay a little bit after. And I'm planning to go back again and again for a couple of times this year for sure.
Are you looking at houses yet, or no? Are you gonna move?
Maybe soon.
Good. You let us know. We want to scoop that story for sure.
All right.
So there's more of a connection with the Mayhem programming than just the programming. You've actually become friends with Rich and Rory and all those people down there, and you're getting more support than just getting sent programming every day. Yeah.
Which because Sam's really good at CrossFit. I don't want everyone to think if you're a Mayhem athlete that Rich is going to be inviting you for a week to train with them. You have to be really good.
Yeah. And it's really surprised me at the beginning, and I have to say a huge thank you to everyone there, because they invite me and they're taking care of me like I was one of the family. I'm just not talking about Rich. I'm talking about like everyone there, like all the crew, all the team who's like working with the Mayhem company, if you want. Everyone is like treating me like I was part of the family, and it's making everything way easier and way fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a running thing here on this show where we talk about, I call it the Froning Hug, and you feel like you're just part of that community as soon as you step into it. It's very special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Kat and I when we were down there for the classic, like I would have moved there the next day. It's just a really cool town, and the people are amazing.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
So this is not your first year at the games. You made the games last year.
Yep.
And those games were the first games with all of the cuts.
Yep.
So what was in your mind when you got there and you heard they were going to cut athletes like after every event?
Honestly, I didn't really think about it. Just the fact, because in my head, it wasn't planning that I will qualify for the games in 2019. It really surprised me. So I just told myself, just the fact that I'm here this year, and try to enjoy it as much as possible. If it's only one workout, I'll leave it like 100% on the field. And so I was just going there to do my best and try to go as far as I can. And yeah, so I remember I did pretty well on the first day and really bad on the second day. So I just did full workout. But I remember my first day and I was like, that's a dream.
Were you top 10 after the first event?
Yeah. After the first day, I was 6.
Wow.
I think honestly, yeah, man, I think it didn't help me for my second day. I think I feel after that not too much pressure, but I was like kind of way more nervous on the second day than my first day, just because I watched the leaderboard and I was like, damn, I'm 6. Maybe I can do it. So maybe I put too much pressure on my shoulder, and maybe this is why I did some rookie mistake after another day too. But this is where you learn, and after that you have to grow up with that feel.
So after that first experience, what was your thought process going into this year? Were you because you said you didn't even know you were going to make the games, and you finished 9th in the world in the open. So then you're there and you just went and had fun. Now you know you have the ability to be there. And when you're there, you finish day 1 in 6th place.
Yeah.
So now it's like in your head, like, boy, if I really buckle down and get after this, I could make a pretty big jump. So how did you plan for that next season?
I plan after. We had on the second day 2019 games. We have the running event, and I know my running was the best, and but that bad. I was like, all right, Sam, you have to work on it because it's actually really bad. So my plan was just I stopped after the game. When I came back, I trained a little bit more harder because the open was pretty close. But when we done the open after the end of October, I really focused more on my running, my swimming, kind of like more aerobic capacity stuff. It's helped me a little bit, not like a lot, but it's helped me. After that, I have to go back to do some CrossFit more because just like I explained at the Mayhem Classic, it was so hard because I didn't do that much CrossFit. So right now, it's still the plan this year to work more on my running because if we take my result from the last weekend games, the Nasty Nancy was pretty hard, and for me, and it wasn't the barbell for me. It was hard. It was the running part. So I have to build my capacity on the run. So it's still the goal for this year.
You kind of lucked out with the online version not having a big run in it because of the way it had to be done.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, the first workout in 2019 was running, leg less, and squat snatches, and I finished like 8th, I think, on the workout. So it was running in the workout. I think this year the awful Annie was just, I don't know. For me personally, I was happy with how I did it. Okay, yeah, on the leaderboard is not my best score, but personally I was happy. But I still have to work more on my capacity under fatigue when I'm running. So yeah.
Do you have a preference in terms of the way the open and these online competitions are organized as opposed to in-person competition?
I prefer to be in live, to live the competition in live. I mean, not online. I prefer to be on the field with everyone, just because you can have. I can explain it. It's just when you're all the guy on the same field on the same day. I mean, it's fair for everyone. You are gonna use the same barbell as the other one before or after you is definitely on the same floor. So I think on the online part, who's helping me also, but it's just you're like in a place that where you can decide when you're doing your workout, when you're ready. You can warm up probably before. Example, when we compete, sometimes you have to warm up like 30 minutes before the event, and they're bringing you after like to wait like close to the field. But if they're snatching like at 185 pounds and you didn't touch a barbell for like 30 minutes, it's gonna be hard the first barbell. So for some people it's harder like that, and some are like, but for me I prefer it like that. So it's weird, but the online format I think is better for me, but I prefer to be on the field.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know that, waiting in a corral for 30 minutes can be stressful on some people, but the live head-to-head action is kind of nice because you're in the moment and you can see where everyone is and you know when you have to push or when you can sort of let off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember last year, 2019, the first event, I was on the first workout, me, Travis Mayer, and Jacob Ender, whereas like we were been to the last barbell, 3 of us together. So I just pushed way harder on my last 7 snatch than if I was like in the gym alone. So that's kind of why I'll prefer to be on the field.
So I'm trying to think where I want to go from here. So you got to work out in Rich's barn for the games.
Yep.
That is like the holy grail of CrossFit, and you got to work out there. Have you been there prior to this weekend?
I've been there. It was in May. I was there for a week and a half in May, and I've been at the barn a week and a half before the games. So yeah, it was kind of familiar for me. It wasn't new.
Okay. Is the barn everything that people say it is?
About what? About like it's if you ask me, it's huge. It's huge. It's not like a. It's not like a garage, gym. It's like it's huge. You can ask for better equipment. I mean, everything is. If you need anything, all the equipment is there. It's kind of the thing that what people think. It's Rich Froning barn. He's the goat of CrossFit, so you don't have to be worried to miss to don't have enough barbell of plate.
And so during the games, you actually had 4 top 10 finishes in the individual events.
Yep.
With really only one bad finish, and that was the 1,000-meter row.
Yeah, that row.
So what? How bad was the row? Was it as bad as everybody said?
Oh, dude, it was bad. I mean, it was so bad. Yeah, it was. I knew before the workout. I mean, when you put a workout like that, you know you have to put like 30 men and 30 women also, but you have to put 30 men in a 6 to max 7 second window. So I knew it was gonna be like pretty tight. So every pull count, and I just did my best. But when I finished my row workout and I saw my time, I was like, all right. For me, I PR probably my 1K row. But I knew it was going to be bad on the leaderboard because there's some guy who were bigger than me and stronger than me at the row. So I was like, yeah, I was happy, but at the same time, I knew it was going to be bad for me on the leaderboard. But no, I feel like crap for probably like 15 minutes after that. I was like, just lay down on the floor, try to feel my legs and try to catch my breath.
Did they draw a chalk outline of you because you were there so long?
Yeah, but I don't know who did it. I mean, I was just on the floor. When I wake up, I'm like, hey, who did this? Yeah, I saw it on the video after, and it was pretty fun.
Did you do all the workouts before Haley?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just because when I came to the barn, before I came, I was talking with Haley, and I asked her if it was okay for her because, I mean, it's her place first. So sure. I told her, I mean, I would love to come to do the games with you. I mean, not with her at the same time, but with you guys at the barn. But if you want me to go first every time, I mean, it's up to you. I'll let you decide if you want to go first or me first. But she was a boss. I was there just because, I mean, what I mean by that is just I let her decide every time. If she was willing to go first, I let her first go. But I did all the workout first. Yeah.
Well, you can maybe take a little credit for her, getting into the top 5, right? You helped her out, I'm sure, by showing her a little bit of pacing and things like that.
Yeah, maybe. I maybe remind her to not fall after the chest bar and go back to the line.
Right.
Yeah. No,
so we had your judge Joe on our podcast last week. Joe Cotter, because we know him from before. So he had really nice things to say about you and said how easy you were to judge. What was that like for you to have sort of the same judge the entire weekend and having a chance to go over the workouts in detail prior to?
I mean, for me, I've been lucky because Joe did an amazing job this week, last weekend. He explained me every workout like in details. He was like super like calm, relaxed. And he's such a super guy also. And we actually have some fun because between workout we were talking a lot and just like hang out. And he made my job way easier that weekend for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good job.
You mentioned the calm and relax. So we've heard that from some other athletes too, where they say having a judge that's calm and relaxed as opposed to having a judge that's sort of frazzled, tired, and maybe just confused with chaos. Does that make a big difference for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a couple of times it didn't really happen to me. Like in competition, my judge always been like pretty good, but it just when you go like in competition or the games, the judge you don't have the chance to talk with the judge really before the workout. I mean, you go in the field. Hey, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you. All right, just call my reps and let's go. But to have the chance to talk with Joe a little bit before the workout, the day before, and during the the weekend, it's made, I think, how can I explain it? Just the atmosphere more like relaxed, calm, and it was fun because Joe wasn't looking nervous. Sometimes you can have some judge who's like pretty nervous to not miss everything like a rep or just to make sure everything is fine just because we are games athlete. But Joe was like really like chill out and just cutting my reps, and he gave me a no rep on the burpee in the workout. I just I go back and just do another burpee, and it was fine. Yeah, he did a pretty great job.
Yeah, Kat and I are judges as well, and I got to judge in the Rogue Invitational, and I was Saxon Panchek's judge. And
Yep.
because we did that online format, going over that ahead of time made me as a judge more relaxed, and I think the athlete more relaxed. What was really cool is Saxon had the opportunity to say to me, "Hey, I want to try this. Will you call it a rep or a no rep?" And then we could have that discussion before he ever started.
No,
So
yeah.
he'd know, like, should he even try it in the competition?
Yeah, I did the same with Joe. Before every workout, when I was warming up, he was looking at me just to make sure everything was fine before we start. Because I didn't want to start my workout and like just hear Joe, no rep, no rep, no rep. So we did the time every time before the workout. I did example in the front. I did a couple thruster in front of me, and he was counting my rep. All right, good, good. We did the same with the chest bar, and we did the same for all weekend in every workout. So that way, I was like mentally maybe more less stressful to think about how I was moving, just because we tested before. So I'm doing the same thing in my workout. I know it's good, so I just can keep focusing on my workout.
So now that the games are over, you're a top 10 athlete.
Yep.
How did you celebrate being a top 10 athlete?
I didn't really celebrate. I have a couple of beers for sure, but I didn't do it. I didn't do a huge party. I enjoyed really with my friend, my girlfriend, my parents also. But I just have a couple of beers, couple piece of cake also. And
Did your family and friends come down to Cookeville to watch?
No, they wasn't able
Okay.
because I mean they were able to travel, but it just here in Quebec right now we have a quarantine to do when we came back from traveling. So right now I still have a 5-day quarantine at home to do before I go back to the. But I'm still able to train people outside with my equipment, so it's okay for that. But I'm right now I'm taking a couple of days off of training, just give that body the rest before kick off the season, the 2021 season.
Yeah, you deserve it. What do you have plans for? I know, are any events, do we know if any events are even happening next year yet? Do you have your eyes set on some events?
Yeah, my goal for this year was to go to Dubai, try Dubai Fitness Challenge, but they canceled. And so right now I'm just waiting like everyone and to see what's going to happen. We don't know what the 2021 season is going to look like. We just know that the Open is going back in February, but we don't know after it's going to be like regional or it's going to be like more sanctional like the past year. We don't know anything, so we just kind of waiting. So only thing we can do is focus on training and be ready for I don't know what.
So with the top 10 finish, you got prize money this year, which is
Yep.
awesome because now you get to prove to your dad that you can make money doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that like other opportunities may come about because of that. Have you experienced anything like that with companies maybe coming in and sponsoring?
Yeah. Right now I'm presently negotiating some contract with company. I'm not gonna tell any name for now.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Just to be respectful. But no, right now I'm currently negotiating some contract for the upcoming season. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
yeah, it's probably because of the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you landed this gig, so you're like already in the money for being our guest. You'll have to let us know how that sponsorship goes because we'd love to celebrate it with you once that happens.
All right. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So outside of CrossFit, what do you do just to relax? What gets you your mind relaxed and back in process? And
I'm playing hockey with my friends once a week on Friday. So I'm playing with a couple of my friends who's a police officer and fireman. It's like a league we have on Friday morning from 9 to 11. I'm playing hockey once a week. Not before my games prep. So I don't play like in the summer. But right now this week I'm playing for my first game of this winter season, if you want. So that's my kind of activity I'm doing to get out my head of CrossFit a little bit. Outside of that, I'm a stepfather, so I have a little boy to take care of also. So I'm probably gonna do some ski this year because he's going into his third year. So probably try to ski a little bit, and I'm playing guitar also a little bit.
Oh, great.
So
Oh, fun.
that's kind of, that's my activity outside of CrossFit.
So how long
What,
have you been with your girlfriend?
It's I know her for a long time now. I've been with her for like, I don't know, and she's watching at me right now, so
So you got to get
better
the
know.
number right.
yeah, a couple years.
That's funny.
Any plans for that next step?
About what?
Into marriage?
Yeah, maybe soon. We're actually trying to move into a house right now, and it's probably, we're thinking about maybe have another kid in the next year. We'll see. Depend.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you about your nutrition, because that's always fascinates me. What high level athletes get to eat every day. What does a normal day of eating look like for you?
Oh, actually, I'm not the best. I have to be. I'm not. I have to be honest. I start calculating my macros a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a new thing.
Wow.
I want to focus more on it this year. So yeah. Before that, I was eating well. I wasn't like eating at McDonald's. I was eating well, but I wasn't calculating anything. I was just going with like how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not the best. I mean, for sure it's not the best. It's worked for now, but I think if I want to win the game someday, I have to focus more on my nutrition and my recovery for this year for sure.
Did someone prompt you to start doing that, or was that sort of on your own?
A little bit of both. Yeah, I have to talk. I talked with the guy I named Jake, who's working with Mayhem. We have some conversation before I live here. I live Cookeville. And he told me, if you want to win the games a day, we have to make sure that you're fueling your body enough. And so we're gonna figure out in the upcoming weeks what's my macros gonna be, because now we're just texting. We are testing. So yeah, so I'm not proud of it to say that, but now I was eating well, but not calculating anything.
No, that's exciting. I mean, the fact that you've come so far and that hasn't been dialed in, that's just going to give you an extra edge when you do get it dialed in. So, that's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks.
So 2 years ago, you finished 35th. This year you finished 10th.
Yeah.
What's the next goal?
Podium, baby.
All right.
For sure. Oh yeah. I mean, always being like a guy who say, you have to set your goal high, and if you're not my goal this year was top 10, but I'll be honest, after the first day it's changed to top 5. I mean, I was 10, pretty close from top 5, and now I told myself, all right, son, let's go, we can make it, try it. So I didn't make it, but I'm still proud of myself and my effort I put in. And I think physically, I'm sure podium is possible next year. Mentally, I have to work a little bit more on my mental toughness, if you want, and my capacity to believe in myself more. But I'm sure with the help of Mayhem this year, it's going to be something that I'm going to be ready for next year.
Yeah, they have a lot of people that are skilled in all of those areas that can help you. So you've got some great resources at your fingertips.
Yep.
So the games are coming up in a couple weeks. It seemed like, do you have a friendship with Jeffrey Adler?
Yeah.
Are you rooting for him to podium?
I'm sure he can make it. I'm sure. He's a friend of mine. I was really happy for him when he qualified. I know he worked as hard as I work in the gym, so he deserved to be there. I saw some comments last week about some people who say like, yeah, just because he was online, it was like all squatting. I was like, yeah, maybe the workout was good for him that weekend, but damn, he worked hard, and he made it. So he deserved to be there. And but I'm sure he can surprise a lot of people and make that podium.
The reason I ask that is at the end of the behind the scenes video for Mayhem, you said that you were just as happy for him making the top 5 as you were making the top 10.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want this place. I want to be that top 5. But when because me, Jeff, and Alex Caron was texting or the score every after each workout for the whole weekend. So I knew he was pretty close. I knew the handstand. I mean, he talked about the handstand the whole weekend. Like, I'm gonna lose my spot just because of that handstand. I remember I told him, dude, you're close. Just, sorry for that word, just shut up and just do your best and give everything you want, and I'm sure it's gonna work. And so when they put out the leaderboard, it was 5. I was like kind of jealous, but at the same time so happy for him because I know he deserved it. So yeah, I was happy for him.
So in the middle of you competing at the CrossFit Games against Jeff, you and Jeff were communicating via text. I love it. That's awesome.
No, yeah. I mean, if we were to be like on the field at the games, we will know the score like right after because it took like 15 minutes and the leaderboard is update. So we just decide to not tell my score, Jeff's score, Alex's score to anybody else, just between 3 of us because we're trying to be the best. I don't want to tell my score to anybody, but no. So it was kind of fun for us to just talk about it after each workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you get the opportunity to train with them much?
Yeah, well, yeah. We've been training together like a couple of times this year. We also did the Mayhem qualifier for the team event together, all workout. It was kind of for us like a competition, just because we didn't have the chance to compete this year. So when we decided to sign up for a team, I told Jeff, "Hey, dude, we should just do all the workout together and take it like a competition. So the better guy's gonna win, and he win." Yeah, he win 3. I beat him in 2 workout. He beat me in 3 workout, and but it was kind of fun. Just every time we train together or compete together is always friendly. So it's fun to be with him, and he's such a good dude. So yeah.
And he has such an engine.
Oh yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't know I think his strength is more impressive than his engine. I mean, that guy is like power clean 315, like I'm power cleaning like 225. It's crazy. I never see a guy as powerful as him. So yeah, I'm hoping for 1 max for him at the game, just so he can like impress some people, and so that people can like say, all right, this kid is good. He deserves to be there.
Well, those are all the questions I had for you, Sam. I just am so thrilled that you jumped on with us and answered some questions. I did like how you weren't nervous at all about any of the competition stuff, but when we talked about your girlfriend, you got really nervous.
No, she's really good with me. I'm the luckiest guy to have her because I'm gonna be honest. To live a CrossFit athlete career is pretty hard, and but she's supporting me a lot, even when I'm pretty mad after a bad day of workout and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always good to have that support with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Support is I think personally is the first thing you need if you want to be good at CrossFit. If you don't have support, you're not going anywhere. You can go on that road alone because you're gonna go really far.
Well, I want to wish you good luck on this upcoming season.
Thanks.
We hope to see you on the podium next year.
Thanks.
And maybe we'll have you back when that happens.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks for having me. Hope my French-Canadian accent wasn't that bad.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye.